Hello, I'm Dr. Matthew Davis, and this is Dr. Bryan Hammer, and we're here with Crossroads Chiropractic. And today we're going to be talking a little bit about pregnancy and pediatric care. It's a very fun topic for us to talk about because we love seeing kids and we love growing healthy families. So, Doc, can you talk to us a little about this?
Yeah, so we're going to hit the topics of getting adjusted when you're pregnant and also getting your kid adjusted when it's born. And what it comes down to is working on the brain. So what we do as chiropractors is we work on the brain and we work on the spinal cord, the central nervous system. In order for someone to function freely and to function optimally, it's going to take the brain to communicate to the rest of the body through the spinal cord communicating to the nerves to the rest of the body. And that's kind of the pathways that we're working with as chiropractors. And the first thing that people ask is, what can disrupt the brain from communicating to the rest of the body?
And so stress, a lot of times people can be overwhelmed with physical, chemical, emotional stress over their lifetime. And it can be, you don't necessarily have to have pain to show you that stress is taken over or there's a pinched nerve. And so what happens is that stress will overwhelm that nervous system and interfere with that communication. And if it happens to somebody who's trying to become pregnant, whether it be the male or the female, it can cause a problem with the ability to fertilize. And so if it happens, if there's a pinched nerve and it's there while the baby is being developed, what can happen is it can cause a big problem, because not only is that mother's nervous system very important for her health, but that nervous system and its communication needs to be able to be optimal so it can create another healthy nervous system in baby. And so another way that this nervous system can affect during the childbirth process, and why we want to be free from these pinched nerves, is because what happens is when the nervous system isn't communicating properly and the pelvis isn't allowed to open up so much, things aren't able to move around so much and work like they're supposed to. And then the one thing that is super important is after childbirth, we have to take a look at a baby. And sometimes people will say, hey, what's the earliest you'd like to see, or should we get our kid checked? You know, they ask that about the dentist, ask that about the chiropractors, and we say, hey, as soon as you can get them in here, and we see kids that are 1 day old, we're not just gonna grab them and just start twisting and turning, but what we're gonna do is, number one, check them to see how healthy their nervous system is. And look, some common signs that we can see is, like, if you look at a baby, you can see sometimes they're twisted from top to bottom, or their head shifted off to one side, or one leg's a little shorter than the other. It's just, doesn't look symmetrical. And those are signs of pinched nerves.
Yeah, those are the common signs, because a baby can't really tell you what's going on. We have to be more observant with them. So hearing things like, my baby hasn't had a bowel movement, or my baby's only breastfeeding from one side, those are common things that happen that people don't really think about, that if we can get that nervous system to adapt and change, the baby would be more willing to perform those things, okay? And it is extremely important for the baby to have healthy bowel movements. It's extremely important for the baby to want to feed with the mother, because those are things that are gonna help it benefit in the future of that baby. And so it starts, like Dr. Matt said, right when the baby's born. It's never too early to get its spine checked to make sure that brain is communicating to the rest of the body.
What I find interesting is, like, a lot of times some of the common things we see in here, moms and parents have kind of dealt with the baby for a month or two, and sometimes they've tried a ton of different things, medications, surgeries, unfortunately sometimes, which are sometimes necessary, but they didn't sometimes try the most simple thing first. And so they come in here and they're just wowed, because with just a few, the touch of a few fingertips here to get correction to that pinched nerve, the baby starts sleeping, starts having bowel movements, starts just being happy and smiling, and when, let's face it, when a baby sleeps, that means the whole house is happy.
Yeah, and that's a common thing. When a baby first gets adjusted, it's not uncommon for them to sleep the whole night through, and the mom is ever thankful for that. What did you do to him or her to make them sleep through the whole night? And it's because their nervous system is balanced. That baby wants to sleep just as much as you want it to sleep, just sometimes it's an irritation, it's aggravated, and it's just not in the optimal situation for it to sleep. So if we can calm that nervous system down and make it function more optimally, that's when we start getting those results.
Yeah. One of the common things people say is, hey, how come nobody ever told me about this before? And that's one of the reasons why we wanted to do a video, to kind of have this on the website, to kind of give you firsthand knowledge from the office here and from the docs here on what we see and how we can help with kids, and how much fun it is, and just the extremely good results that we get with chiropractic care through kids. And so the last thing I kind of wanted to touch on is is like a lot of times people, some of the common questions are there certain techniques, or how do you know if a baby, from a chiropractor's point of view, how can you locate a pinched nerve, and are there different tables or techniques? Can you touch on that a little bit?
Yeah, and those are all good questions and common questions. So the first thing is we'll talk about the pregnant mother. So the pregnant moms, most of their concerns come from laying down on their stomach. Well, they're pregnant, they don't want to put pressure on that baby when they lay face down, but our tables actually have a pelvic drop piece, which is going to allow them to lay down, face down, and it's going to be the most comfortable position for them. And a lot of times the mother will actually enjoy that because they haven't been able to lay face down in a while, and it will actually alleviate a lot of pain if they're having any pain at that moment. Also with the baby, a lot of people, they see us adjusting adults, and they always look at it and say, well, are you going to adjust my baby the same way that you adjusted that adult right there? And the answer is no. We're going to adjust them so much different. From checking them to see if they need to be adjusted to actually performing the adjustment is all totally different with a newborn baby. And what it's going to apply is it's just going to be the slightest amount of force, like checking the ripeness of a tomato. If you could think about how light that force is, that's about what it's going to be, or that's what it's going to take to check that baby for a subluxation. So if you can think about that and how light it would be, that's about all the force it needs to really see if that baby needs a correction in that portion of their spine. So yeah, that's a good question, and we get that a lot in this office, and I think people are so surprised when they realize how gentle it is, and that the mother gets to lay down and put the baby on top of her. The baby is not laying on the table by itself. The baby is nice and secure right with the mother, and that's the most optimal position for that baby to be checked.
It's a very elegant and natural adjustment when the baby's on top of the mom. It's a really neat thing, a very awesome experience to be a part of. So again, I'm Dr. Matthew Davis. This is Dr. Bryan Hammer. We appreciate the time you spent on the website to learn a little bit more about pregnancy and pediatric care. And so we'd love the opportunity to talk with you more. So you have our information here on the website, and just give us a call. We'd be glad to talk to you.